His name is on there. Publicity. Alright, so Thunder Dragons. Allured by Darkness Thunder Dragons. Of course, with all the level skills, like level duplication, all them, being nerfed recently, the Thunder Dragon players are forced to resort to another skill, and this time they're going with Allured by Darkness has been the thing that I've seen the most going with. Some with D-Draw, but a lot of them going with this skill instead. So he's going to search for a Dragon Duo and leave that on the board as his lone play. Summon a Dragon Duo to the field. He has no monsters in his graveyard set up for Levianeer. So Alcoholic's going to come back with his Harpie deck. There's no back row that the Thunder Dragon players usually play. They don't play a lot generally, so Hunting Ground not extremely effective in this matchup. It's going to destroy itself. He's going to have the Swallow's Nest though, so he can tribute off his Harpist, bring out another Harpy Lady monster. In this case, bring out the Perfumer. Perfumer, search for Egotist. Now we can activate the Egotist, bring out another Harpy Lady, and then go for a Synchro play, or an XYZ. He has Hysteric Sign, so he's going to be able to get another Egotist in hand. So now he has two Egotists. If Hokage does not have a hand trap here, this might be game. He's going to be able to bring out one Harpy Lady here, go for the Synchro Summon, activate the other Egotist, bring out the next Harpy Lady, and activate the effect of his Synchro Monster to bounce the Dragon Duo. If Hokage does not have a hand trap in hand, this is going to be game right here. Now, Thunder Dragon does tend to run hand traps, though, but they don't always run. They don't always run Sphere Creepo. A lot of times they run DD Crow as well, and that's not going to help him in this case. He needs a Sphere Creepo or a Kite Roid or some other battle hand trap. Yeah, that's more than 4,000 damage on board, and he has Necro Valley in the main deck. Alcoholic is running Necro Valley in the main deck. This is interesting. That is not something I expected to see. So here he is, he's going in, he's got 4,000 damage on board. And he has it, he has the Battling Boxer Veil. Hokage has the hand trap to survive. Alcohol's going to be able to swing over it. Hokage now activating the Dragon Dark in the end phase to search for the third and final one out of his deck. Going to help put monsters in his graveyard. Alcoholic does get to search for the Harpy Harpist in the end phase, though. He did send it off with the Swallow's Nest to start the turn. Hokage draws his fifth card. He's going to summon a Lupine. He has only one. Again, he has one Dark in grave right now, but that Necro Valley is going to prevent him from banishing stuff from his grave or doing anything with the monsters that are in the grave. That'll prevent him from going into things like Levianeer or using his Thunder Dragon effects to revive stuff out of the graveyard, so he is a little bit locked out of some of those plays. He's going to have to find a way around it. So of course he'll go ahead and banish Dragon Dark and banish the Dragon War. They're both going to get their effects. And a special summon a Dragon Dark from the deck and search for a Dragon Hawk from his deck. So one to hand and one to board. He's going to discard the one in his hand. That'll allow him to special summon one of his Thunder Dragons that are banished. He can also special ones from his graveyard, but Necro Valley is preventing him from doing that right now. So he has to special summon one of his banished ones, but plenty of options there right now. Brings out a level 6 and can go for a rank 6 play. It's going to be the Patomali. Patomali can bounce back the Cyber Slash Harpy Lady. It is what he's going to do with it. Going to go for the battle phase here. Not enough to win, though. It's going to be 1,100 from the Patomali and 17 from the Lupine, leaving Alcoholic with just 1,200 life points. But Alcoholic's going to draw for turn. He still has a card that he searched last turn with the Channeler. Was it a Perfumer or a, excuse me, with the Harpist? See, Harpist searched for a Perfumer last turn, so he has the Perfumer in hand. Hey, No Name, how are you doing? Summon the Perfumer and grab Feather Rest. He's already used up likely both of his Egotists. Usually Harpy only runs the 2. And that's going to be it. He's going to scoop. Alcoholic doesn't have any more plays to go into. Hokage takes the victory. And that's going to put Levineer back up 4-2. Alright, so Hokage, once again, with his Thunder Dragon deck on the bottom of the screen. Dofi on top of the screen. Hokage is going to lead off with a Lupine, able to banish 2 Thunder Dragon monsters from his hand. One from his hand, one from his deck, I should say. Triggering both of their effects. And unfortunately, Alcoholic was eliminated after that. That was the second loss, so Dofi is the player now for Team Jinzo. Yeah, yep, Dofi is Yami Yugi on top. Hokage, the 8th Hokage, is Yubel on the bottom of the screen. He's going to be able to trigger those effects, getting 2 level 6 monsters on the board, allowing him to go for the rank 6 play, going for the Photon Strike Bouncer, that sort of turn 1 lockdown card you usually see from rank 6 decks, and he'll pass turn over to Dofi. Not sure what deck Dofi has just yet. It's probably a Destiny draw deck, which means that it could be a number of different things. Can't limit it down to just one thing yet. But that does Onslaught of the Fire King, so it is going to be a Fire King deck. Now Onslaught's going to let him bring out Garunix. Garunix can trade off and attack points with the Photon Strike Bouncer, but Garunix actually can't. It's going to have trouble with its effect going off because Strike Bouncer can negate that. So swinging right into it seems like the right play here. Be able to just trade it off, not have to worry about it, and it can also trigger its effect to special summon the Arvada from the deck. Arvada, swing over the Lupine. The Hokage is going to activate Battling Boxer Veil. Lupine's effect should activate as well here, right? Arvada is going to be used to negate the Veil. Arvada still has the opportunity to do that. He's going to blow up the Barong in doing so. So he clears out the board there. Lupine does get its effect, allowing him to add the Dragon Dark back to hand, but interesting decision to negate the Battling Boxer Veil effect there. It doesn't send it to Graveyard to destroy it, so he still has it in hand, but it prevented him from summoning it, though. He is going to get the Barong effect next turn. And that may be important, because I kind of think that's what Hokage was trying to do, is get another rank 4 on the board. Team is which? I do have it listed on the bottom right hand of the side. Team Jinzo, Team Levineer. Jinzo has their player lit up on blue, and then Hokage has it lit up on right. I do need to make it probably adjusted so that you can better see who is who, like, when they're playing. Yeah, no, I'm gonna find a better, or work out a much better layout to do, like, league play matches going forward. Like a totally different one so we can see it much better. No, I definitely want to rearrange it completely, and that will come. But that's gonna require me to do a whole bunch of graphics, though. So, Dragon Roar, Dragon Hawk, activating their effects. He's not going to ditch his Hawk's effect. That's going to allow him to special summon one of his Thunder Dragons from the grave. Of course, Arvada can negate. This is where he's going to decide to use that. Yes, it is. He's going to go ahead and decide to use that now. Arvada negating the Dragon Hawk. But now, Hokage has plenty of lights and darks in his graveyard. He wants to summon a Levineer, but he doesn't have one. He's just going to set a monster and pass. And, ooh, Dofi destroyed the Garunix with the Arvada's effect, so it's going to come back now in the standby phase, clear out the board. Battling Boxer Veil was the card that he set. Oh man, so he set Veil, and it's going to get destroyed, but now the Arvada gets destroyed. It's going to bring back a monster from his graveyard, bringing back the other Garunix. Dofi has double Garunix on the board. So he's got over 4,000 damage here. It's just a matter of how skilled is Dofi. He's good. And everyone playing here is a good player. Absolutely. Not a single player in this tournament, or left on these two teams here, is not a high-level player. He's going to have a full board of monsters to swing with here. Does Hokage have the hand traps? He does. He has the Battling Box for Veil, but Arvada's going to negate its effect here, and he can swing through a second time with the Garunix for the win, and that's it. Dofi gets the victory here over Hokage, taking out the Thunder Dragons. So, Dofi on top of the screen with the Yami Yugi player again. 8th Hokage will be on the bottom with the Yuma character, activating Onomato play, which tells us it is Onomats. Sending Dododo Witch back. Never understood Dofi was using how it works. It's definitely a deck where you're constantly thinking it ahead of time, right? With Fire Kings, you constantly need to be thinking about like the next turn, like your monster effects that are triggering. So it's definitely a deck that takes a bit to learn how to play. I know it's part of the reason why I don't play with it more is because it's one that I haven't bothered really to take the time to learn how to play firsthand, but I really do need to do that now that the deck is meta. Maybe that's something I'll go ahead and do here over the next couple weeks is I'll play with that deck on stream, learn how to play with Fire Kings a little bit. So he summons Gagaga's sister, searching the Gagaga Wind, which he activates to summon Onomatopoeia to the board. So he's running at least one sister, so we know he's not running double Trunade in his deck. 3 more Yu-Gi-Oh cards in a book. Yeah, especially in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh, all these cards have so much text on them nowadays. I think that's just one of the reasons why pendulums aren't more popular, right? It's just more text, more things you gotta read. So in Utopia Ray, I doubt it. I was gonna say he's going for 6 for a Strike Bouncer for the turn 1 sort of effect negation, because now Dofi has to play through a Bouncer, which isn't too hard if you can get a Garunix on the board. It just trades straight up with it for 2,700 attack points. Also, Bouncer negates, but it does not destroy, so even if he negates Garunix's effect with Photon Strike Bouncer, the Garunix stays on the board. Oh no, and Dofi has no play on turn 2. Strike Bouncer's effect, so once per turn during either player's turn, you can, whenever the monster's effect activates on your opponent's side of the board, you can negate the effect by detaching one of the materials. So once per turn you can basically negate an effect on their board, a monster effect. So it's a good lockdown play turn 1 to put a Strike Bounce on there, because you can once per turn negate an opponent's monster when they try to play something to kill it, so... But again, it negates the effect, it doesn't destroy, so it'll negate a monster effect but not destroy the monster. But Dofi didn't have a monster to put on the board himself though, so really hoping that he has some hand traps here to protect himself. Oh, absolutely not. Strike Bouncer is not invincible. It dies to spell and traps very easily, and it doesn't stop monster effects to activate in the grave or in the hand. It only stops monster effects to activate on the field, so it does have its weaknesses, definitely, 100%. But it is still a really solid turn 1 play, and it's a play that a lot of decks will try to make if they can make rank 6s, like Thunder Dragons, like this deck here, Gagagas, or Onomats. So he's going to have another rank 4 play, and going for the Samurai, so this can attack twice. So he has 3 attacks here. Does Dofi have the hand traps to survive this? 1 attack from the Samurai. Looks like he has at least a Sphere Kuriboh in hand. No, it's a Kiteroid. Okay, so he has Kiteroid in hand. That's going to negate 2 attacks here. Going to eat 1 of the Samurai attacks. He could decide to eat the second one with it, and that's going to force Hokage into a difficult decision. Yep, he negates the second Samurai attack, and now Hokage is not going to attack with the Strike Bouncer, because if he does, he's going to put Dofi under 2,000 and let him trigger the Destiny Draw, and he doesn't want to do that, so he'll wait off on the attacks. And now Dofi's going to need to top deck into something. No D-Draw to search. Funny how Kuriboh is considered meta in Duel Links. Yep. Those hand traps, we don't have a lot of other hand traps in Duel Links. It's pretty much just battle traps like Kuriboh and DD Crow. But Dofi does need a hand trap right now. He needs monsters, and this is going to get him one. Fire Formation Tinky. It's going to let him dig through his deck for any level 4 or lower Beast Warrior monster, which includes Arvada. Arvada at 1900 is just enough to trade off with the Samurai here. Getting that attack boost off the Tinky. Destiny Draw skill is broken. Destiny Draw, I think it's just a problem because of the current issue with Battle and Boxer Veil, right? Like, Veil is, Veil allows you to trigger the skill when you still have more than 2,000 life points, and that's kind of an issue. That's really the big issue. Okay, so Dofi has the Arvada. He can negate one monster effect this turn. When he does so, he needs to destroy a fire-type monster in his hand. Of course, then Hakaj can try to negate with his own Photon Strike Bouncer. He will do that. Arvada moves to negate Samurai, but Bouncer is going to negate the Arvada, so Arvada is not going to be able to destroy here. And he takes the 500 damage. He's going to normal summon a Dodo Witch, so he's going to go in here. He's going to have 4 attacks here to go after Dofi with. Dofi definitely needs a hand trap right here to survive. 1 attack from the Samurai, 2 attack from the Samurai, and that's going to push through. So Dofi will lose with his Fire King deck. Levineer goes up 5-3. Not in person, actually, a lot of these guys live in Europe, and I'm here in the United States. There's a couple here in the US as well. But no, the team is spread all around the world. Oh no, these are the best players from all around the world. There's some players in this league that are from all over Europe, from all over North America, South America. I think there's even a couple players from Japan in the league too. So, oh no, this is a global tournament in the league here. So, Dofi's second deck is going to be Harpie Ladies. He opens up with a Perfumer, giving him an Egotist to hand. He's running the smaller, like, 20-plus card deck, not the 30-card variant. I'm counting 23 cards, I think? Either way, it's not the full 30-card variant, but he has, in addition to the Channeler, in addition to the Perfumer, he also has a Swallow's Nest, which is going to dig for Channeler. And going to be the best player in Bosnia Herzegovina. I'm not sure if I pronounced that second one right. Just need to train. It's definitely going to be fighting. There's a lot of good players from every country out there. So there's definitely going to be competition. So he's going to send a Harpy 1 to the grave, Synchro Summon, and activate the Feather Rest. That's going to let him shuffle that Harpy Lady 1 back in the deck along with 2 other Harpies and draw a pair of cards, getting him a back row to set face down. Bosnia has any player, you'd be surprised. You would definitely be surprised. If you check your profile when you play, you can see like where people are from, what countries they're from and stuff, and you can see if you played anyone from Bosnia. Yeah, you would be surprised. So, Hakaj is going to open up with Dodo Draw. Going to get him 2 fresh cards in his hand. Getting rid of the Dodo Witch, he has the skill now, Automata Play. He can send another Dodo Draw, this time back from his hand to the deck. Get a fresh Automat card. Dofi essentially has 2 interruptions here with the back row, with the monster, but we don't believe Hakaj is running Hate Trune, which means he's reliant on having MST or Cyclone or those kind of back row. Or he can also search for, of course, he can also search for Gagaga Bolt and destroy it as well, which he may do here. He summons Gagaga's sister, going to search his deck for a Gagaga spell or trap. We know he has Gagaga Wind. That'll let us special summon a monster from his hand. Does he have the Bolt to destroy cards, though? He does. He's going to add that to hand now. So now Dofi has a decision to make. Is he going to go ahead and activate this back row now, or does he wait? He probably wants to at least bait out the Bolt and make him use it up, right? Doesn't want to preemptively do it. This brings up a good question. What is it, though? If it's a Treacherous, that could be an issue if College doesn't put a second monster on the board. He may be forced to chain a Cyber Slash to bounce his own Harpy Lady back to hand. He's going to activate Head Judging. Interesting. And then use the Cyber Slash Harpy Lady's effect to bounce his sister back to hand. Now, since he doesn't have a Gagaga monster on board, Hakaj cannot activate the Bolt. And he may, since he didn't search for wins, he may not have a monster or a way to get a monster on the board here. Does he have one? He does. Okay, he does have Gaga Win, so he did have it in the hand to begin with. So he is going to be able to special summon a Gaga monster here. Or a, in this case, it's going to be Utopic Onomatopoeia. Now he's going to use the Bolt to destroy the head judging. He's going to be able to remove that back row. And now he's going to be able to special summon at least one monster from the hand of the board. And work to clean out this, try to clean out this field. Does he have the threats in his deck to do this, though? I mean, Cyber Slash is a pretty beefy monster. He's going to have to go for something like... Okay, he does... He's going to have to go for something like the Patomali to be able to bounce it back, something along those lines, I think, here. It looks like that is what he's going to do. He uses the Onomatopoeia effect to bring out the Sister and the Dodo Witch. XYZs for Patomali. And that can remove the Cyber Slash Harpie Lady. You can also swing over the other Harpie Lady in battle now and completely clear out Dofi's board. I'm not sure what Dofi's last card in hand is. He drew it off the Feather Rest. So we'll have the opportunity to draw into another card here. Surprised we haven't seen Blackwing decks. Blackwings aren't really popular at the highest meta game right now. Yeah, they kind of fell out of the meta in the last few months, so... we did see someone bring a Blackwing deck a couple weeks ago. But I've only seen one Blackwing deck the entire league, the entire like 6 weeks that we've been watching or seeing stuff going on, or even longer than 6 weeks. Only seen one the entire time. So Dofi is not going to be able to take out the Patomali. He's just going to summon a Cyber Slash or a Harpie Lady, swing over the Dodo Witch, and set a back row, but not have a way to remove the XYZ monster. The Kaj is going to draw and has 2 cards in hand to play with now. But you like Blackwings? Oh, I like Blackwings too. I love Blackwings. I played with them in a TCG back and picked them up like when they first came out, and very first set, like Crimson Chaos or Crimson Crisis or whatever it was, back in like 2009. And I've been a huge Blackwing fan now for 12 years, but unfortunately they're just not good right now. Hopefully we'll get more support. And that's going to be it. So Dofi runs out of threats, and Hakaj